General Hospital spoilers. Nurse's ball ends in devastating explosion. Sasha's life hangs in the balance as secrets ignite Port Charles. The 2025 General Hospital Nurses Ball was meant to be a glittering celebration of talent, survival, and hope, but by night's end, tragedy struck. The event concluded in catastrophe, shaking Port Charles to its core. A devastating explosion ripped through the Metro Court ballroom, leaving several injured and Sasha Gilmore in critical condition. As the dust settles, accusations fly, alliances collapse, and long-buried secrets are unearthed. Who set the explosion in motion, and why was Sasha the apparent target? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the explosive aftermath, the tangled web of motives, and what this could mean for the future of Port Charles. The 2025 Nurses Ball began as it always does. Shimmering gowns, bold performances, and charitable hearts. The red carpet dazzled as fan favorites strutted in style. Brooklyn and Chase, now married, shared a flirty duet backstage. Trina Robinson, glowing and confident, stunned the crowd with her solo performance dedicated to Spencer. Even Sonny Corinthos, freshly exonerated of federal charges, made a surprise donation in the name of Epiphany Johnson, honoring her legacy. But behind the stage lights and smiles were fractured hearts and suspicious glances. Sasha, co-hosting with Maxie Jones, was radiant and composed, but privately confided to Nina that she had been receiving anonymous threats. At the time, everyone brushed it off as a hoax, but hindsight, as always, would prove cruel. What few in Port Charles knew was that Sasha had recently reconnected with a woman named Mira Talcan, an investigative journalist Sasha met during her grief recovery retreat in Canada. Mira had uncovered troubling details about the pharmaceutical company behind Sasha's past breakdown, details that implicated a certain Port Charles mogul and a silent investor, Gladys Corbin's former associate, Selena Wu. Sasha had considered going public until the threats began. Mysterious notes arrived at her apartment. Her car was tampered with, and 2 nights before the ball, she caught a man breaking into her deception office. She didn't report it. She wanted the ball to be her night of victory, not fear. It would be her undoing. Backstage, Curtis Ashford noticed a maintenance worker he didn't recognize, fiddling with a breaker panel. When approached, the man disappeared, but not before slipping out a side door, leaving behind a small electronic device. Anna Devane, who had been attending as a guest, was alerted. But before WSB or PCPD could sweep the building, the ball went on. As the evening neared its finale, Sasha took the stage with Maxie to announce the final donation tally. Her smile was brilliant. The audience rose in applause. Then the lights flickered. A low buzzing filled the air. A deafening explosion ripped through the stage left wing. Smoke, fire, and screams followed. Chandelier glass rained down. The power cut. Chaos. Initial reports confirm that most major characters escaped with minor injuries, but Sasha was found buried under the wreckage, barely breathing. Paramedics performed CPR on the scene before rushing her to GH, where Finn and Portia now fight to save her life. Maxie sustained a concussion. Cody Bell, who had been protecting Sasha backstage, suffered a broken arm and lacerations. Dex Heller pulled Trina from beneath a collapsed light rig, suffering burns in the process. Sonny, already growing suspicious of his own enemy's presence at the ball, is determined to find out who did this and why. But not everyone made it out. Mira Talcan, Sasha's journalist friend, is missing. Her press credentials were found in the rubble. And worse, Lucy Coe was last seen heading backstage just minutes before the blast. Is Lucy dead? Has Mira been silenced forever? Or are they being held somewhere? Anna Devane wastes no time. While the PCPD begins its investigation, Anna digs into her old WSB contacts. A similar explosive device was used in a failed assassination attempt on a WSB informant in Prague 6 months ago. The suspect? A rogue former agent, Marcus Hanley, who recently resurfaced in, of all places, upstate New York. But what's his connection to Sasha? It's Mira. Mira Talcan was researching a potential whistleblower inside a pharma company, one tied to a WSB shell corporation. She got too close. Sasha, by association, became a liability. Anna brings this theory to Laura Collins, who demands federal protection for all survivors. But when Laura makes the request, she's met with silence. Someone in the government wants this buried.
Fast.
Sonny Corinthos has played diplomat long enough. With Sasha fighting for her life and his own daughter Christina nearly trampled in the chaos, he draws a line in the sand. He confronts Selena Wu, demanding to know if any of her people were involved. Selena denies everything, but her trembling hand as she reaches for her tea speaks volumes. Later that night, Sonny calls in Brick. "Find out who did this," he growls. "And when you do, don't wait for my permission." Back at the hospital, Willow sits vigil beside Sasha's ICU room. The two had grown close again in recent months, with Willow even asking Sasha to be Amelia's godmother. Nina arrives devastated. She tries to comfort Willow, but her presence only sparks fury. "You put her on that stage," Willow accuses. "You pushed her to stay strong. And now look where she is." Nina, already racked with guilt over her complicated history with Sasha, breaks down. She tells Willow everything, about the threats, about Sasha wanting to cancel, about how she begged her not to. Willow slaps her. "I lost Harmony. I lost my mother. And now, I may lose my best friend. You don't get to cry. Not here." Nina flees in tears. But before she leaves, she whispers something to Sasha's unconscious form. "I'll make this right. I swear." With Sasha hospitalized and Lucy missing, Deception is in freefall. Stockholders panic. The board demands immediate leadership. In a surprise move, Brooklyn Quartermain steps forward. "I was part of building Deception 2.0, she says at the emergency board meeting. "Sasha would want us to fight for it. I'll act as interim CEO until she's ready to take back the reins." Not everyone is pleased. Tracy Quartermain smells opportunity. And so does Blaze, who has been dating Brooklyn but isn't ready to share the spotlight. Meanwhile, Valentine resurfaces with an unsettling proposition: merge Deception with a French cosmetics brand under his control. Is he truly trying to help, or using the chaos for his own gain? As Sasha lies in her coma, fans are treated to a haunting sequence. Brando Corbin appears at her bedside in a white room, offering his hand.
"You're not done, Sash," he says gently.
"There's more for you here, but you have to choose to fight." She weeps. "I'm tired. I've lost so much." Brando points to a vision of Amelia, of Maxie, of the Deception team. "They need you. You've become more than the broken girl.
You're hope now.
Don't let them bury that." When Sasha's monitors spike, Finn and Portia rush in. Her fingers twitch. A tear escapes her closed eye. "She's fighting," Finn whispers. Just when it seems things couldn't get stranger, Max Scorpio receives an anonymous package, a thumb drive labeled simply "If I Disappear." It's from Lucy. The video shows Lucy in her dressing room hours before the ball. "If you're watching this, I didn't make it." And if that's true, then someone inside Deception, or very close to it, is the reason why. She names names. A former investor. An international biotech firm. A trail that leads straight to Martin Gray. Coming weeks on General Hospital are set to be nothing short of explosive. Sasha wakes up, but with amnesia? Rumors suggest she may not remember anything after Brando's death, including the Deception resurgence or her recovery. A funeral with no body? Will Lucy be declared dead? Or will her reappearance shock everyone at the worst moment? Nina makes a sacrifice. Desperate to atone, she may give up Crimson, or turn herself in for past crimes, triggering a custody war for Wiley all over again. Selena strikes back. With Sonny closing in, Selena may make a desperate move to eliminate her enemies. Curtis returns to the field. Tired of being benched, he and Anna form a covert alliance to expose the true puppet masters behind the explosion. In many ways, Sasha Gilmore's journey has mirrored that of Port Charles itself. Tragic, redemptive, endlessly complicated. From fake daughter to broken widow to rising businesswoman, her arc has inspired many. Now, as she clings to life, the community that once doubted her rallies around her. Her fight is no longer just personal, it's symbolic. Of hope, of healing, of rising from the ashes, no matter how many times life tries to burn you down. The nurse's ball is over. But the war it unleashed has only just begun.
Stay tuned.